Hello and welcome to What's Next Wall Street. I'm Georgia Alfredas.
And I'm Dave Mathews, and this is a show about stocks, crypto, and the decentralized Web3 world around us.
I've got details on all the hot new trending products that everybody's talking about using and investing in. And this week, I'm talking Legos. I know, Christmas is over. And the only thing most of us are doing with Legos now is trying to step over them or stepping on them, screaming in pain, kicking them, and then trashing them in that order. But wait a minute. That's W-A-Y, mint. You might want to hold on to every little piece. I'll tell you why in today's Consumer Trends segment.
And we're also going to show you what not to do as an artist if you're minting NFTs.
Okay.
This is from an artist who literally paid more in fees than what she sold her art for.
Oh my gosh.
And she wrote a Medium post that'll teach you about her mistakes.
Cool. We've got Greg Krause, lead instructor at OptionsPlayers.com, as our expert. So Greg charts a lot of these companies we're talking about, and those chart indicators can show where a particular stock is headed so that it's easier to target investment potential. So Greg combines technical analysis with fundamental knowledge.
And that's right. Our goal is to help you become a more informed trader with a tailored trade plan so that you can stay up to speed with what's next on Wall Street and keep stacking those gains.
All right, so click the link below to watch the entire show. You can email us at OptionsPlayers.com or hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street with your questions. Now, we can also direct you to instructors and experts over at OptionsPlayers.com who dig into trading fundamentals.
Tesla delivered more than 930,000 electric vehicles in 2021, including over 308,000 in the fourth quarter as a single quarter record. Do you believe that? That's according to Tesla's fourth quarter vehicle production and deliveries report that came out this week. The annual total of more than 936,000 vehicles is almost twice as many as what they delivered in 2020. Now, deliveries are the closest gauge of sales for the luxury high-performance electric car company.
Meanwhile, did you see this? So Tesla recalled almost 500,000 cars because of defects that could increase the risk of accidents. The recall affects Tesla Model 3s, all of them from 2017 to 2020. There's apparently a problem with a cable leading to the rearview camera because, whoever even looks over their shoulder anymore? Certainly not my 16-year-old who's learning to drive. But I digress. That's not the only issue. There's also a problem with the frunk, that is the trunk in the front, not to be confused with the junk in my trunk. The junk in my trunk. Okay, so the front could unexpectedly fly open, and those callbacks never that. So those callbacks could affect Model S sedans from 2014 on. So Tesla is really trying to get ahead of safety issues and future problems. Not sure who thought it would be a great idea to allow video games on the center touchscreen. Distracted much? Tesla also decided to disable that feature. Good idea.
And how about what's going on with the Bored Apes and NFT space?
Oh my gosh.
Last week, it was announced that $1 billion was selling on the OpenSea platform. $1 billion of apes.
That's unbelievable. And did you see Eminem's flex of using his ape for his Twitter avatar? Even Post Malone, DJ Khaled, all have these NFTs.
And it's directly because of the reason behind those sales, which is how the team at OpenSea just raised money on a $13 billion valuation. But my question is, if they take 2.5% of every transaction, then do they really need a VC? Today's pro tip is brought to you by OptionsPlayers.com. Great traders utilize multiple strategies at once to accomplish their goal of stacking gains. One long strategy, which is a proven one, is playing the dogs of the Dow at the beginning of each year. Now, the dogs of the Dow is an investment strategy popularized by Michael B. O'Higgins in 1991. The official website proposes that an investor annually select for investment in the 10 highest yielding stocks among the 30 stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. In 2019, these rose by 22.5%. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic cut that growth spurt by 2/3 for a gain of just 7.25%. But this last year, the Dow recovered to rise by 19.5%. This strategy is very popular amongst established options players and can be used in conjunction with a sound leap strategy. We hope you stack well with the implementation of this idea.
So this is the part of the show where we get to hear from you. You can always hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street or email us at WNW@OptionsPlayers.com. Rich from Poolsville, Maryland. Hey, I used to live near there in Urbana. Anyway, he asked, what is a gamma squeeze and any examples you can share? Well, not me personally, but Greg is here. He can probably share some. Greg, what's the gamma squeeze?
All right, so gamma squeeze is an extreme change in price, and it's caused by a large scale buyers buying call options of an underlying stock, right? Then you have institutional investors who are actually selling those options to the individuals buying those call options. And what happens is those institutional investors have to have kind of some type of safety in it. So they're not going to just sell. So as the price slowly goes up, they're going to basically have to cover some of those. And by covering it, they're not going to really sell it, right? So what they do is they put money into those shares. So as those short calls go up, they're covered by the shares that they have, which forces the price of it to go up. It's kind of a version of what most people think of a short squeeze. When you catch someone shorting the stock that has to cover, it's kind of the same way. You caught someone shorting calls, and the best way to protect that is going to actually to buy the underlining. That way you can limit your shares because now they're covered calls. This really doesn't happen with personal traders or retail traders because most people can't write what we call naked calls. The best example of this would probably be what most of y'all will know is Gamestop. Everybody thinks it was a huge short squeeze that really got Gamestop. That was not really the thing that really hurt, made it shoot up. It was more the gamma squeeze. You had all these individuals that are trading options, purchasing options, and then these institutions are the ones writing those options. And then the price did go up. And they've been selling call options short term for a year, and they got stuck. And then they had to buy 100 shares per every option contract they sold over and over and over. And then you had the squeeze, the short squeeze. So it was like this double compound effect that made a company that should be bankrupt, right? Mm-hmm. Just make it go crazy up to the top and, hundreds of dollars, and then back down and, finally finding somewhere where it's still overvalued about 20 times worth its price.
Okay.
All right, our next question is from Tiffany in Charlotte, North Carolina. She writes, we know that the Fed tapering has been announced, but when is it officially starting? And what can offset the negatives on this and keep the market on its bull run? Well, if one person runs with the bulls, it's Greg. What do you think, Greg? Tapering, is it happening? When?
Yeah, I think the tapering has already started. They said they were going to lower it by about 15 billion a month. And I think that will continue. And then from what I gathered from Wednesday's minutes, they're actually going to increase that. So instead of being about 15, it's going to be 20 to 30 billion less a month until, they're not adding anything to their sheets. What will that do to the market? Right now, where are you going to put your money? So that's kind of where we're at. As the rates of the treasuries go up, the bonds go up, you're going to see more institutional investors put their money into bonds and items like that in treasuries. So that will take a lot of the cash going into your regular securities and stocks out. Now, how will that affect? It's hard to say. I'm going to be honest, because this is a new world. We have crypto out there, all these NFTs. It's a new, nobody's ever seen this tapering with all this other stuff going on. So it is nice to watch to see what happened. But I would watch out of just going into really high PE companies. For instance, I would stick with your major ones like Apple that are going to survive. So even if the stock market does crash, you can wait 2 years and you'll be good.
Yeah, I think, Greg, to your point with being a whole new world with the Omicron variant keeping people from traveling. And not only that, employees can't work if you work for an airline. So a lot of flights are being canceled, not because of customers spreading the virus, but the employees not being able to work.
Right.
So I think a lot of money that used to go into travel is going to go back into home improvement, back into classic cars,
Sure.
and back into whatever they can spend their money on, like blockchain products maybe. So, hey, if you've got a question, we probably can answer it, or we can find someone else who can. So hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street, or email us at WNW@OptionsPlayers.com with your questions. All right, on this week's show, we're going to talk to Sabela Garcia Cuesta, an artist who I met in Germany in this crazy castle, and she minted some NFTs. And she wrote a story on Medium on what not to do. So this really piqued our interest on the show. Sabela, welcome to the show in America. I saw you were at Art Basel, and now you're in California. So what brought you to the US this time?
Hi, Dave. Thank you for having me here. I'm tuning in from Lux Airport at the moment. And what brought me here is inspiration. Inspiration. I love Germany, but guys, here you are ahead, and I'm learning so much. I love it.
Well, very cool. Well, we're also inspired by your t-shirt. That's some of your art that you're wearing there, I see. Very nice. Very beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, it was total random that I'm wearing it today. Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. I'm happy that you like it.
Well, good. Well, as a painter and a real-world sketch artist, what inspired you to put your own NFTs onto the net?
So guys, I've been working before I turned into a full-time artist. I've been in the startup ecosystem for over 7 years, running media accelerator startups and hanging out with tech guys. And then I kind of switched to being full-time artist. And this is a very sweet spot in between, right? So now I can get to the best of what I learned in the tech industry, plus kind of still do my art, sweet spot. So that really inspired me to get started.
The perfect marriage. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to say, I've been in Art Basel, Miami, exactly what you said this year, and everybody was talking about NFTs. So they created a huge FOMO. And I was like, man, I need to do it too, you know? So learning by doing, and little by little, here I am.
Well, have you bought any NFTs since it was the buzz of the show?
Actually, I bid it yesterday or the day before for one that Justin Bieber is doing. So, and in Miami, that was so random. There was this dude in the street with a huge QR code selling wheat with NFTs, like bats with funny names. And I was like, I should buy one too. So I bought it straight away. Funny enough, they gave me a pack of wheat with the NFT. So I kind of, that was really funny, super random.
I saw that guy at a party as well, and I thought it was completely random. Yeah. So yeah, everything.
Everybody was saying like, it's cool, you can smoke your NFT directly. You know, many people won't even see anything in years. You can smoke your NFT straight away.
Well, with so many people are buying NFTs and the value is going up in smoke. So at least with that kind of an NFT, you could maybe.
Yeah, and many have utilities, right? So that was exactly one example of an NFT with an utility straight away.
There you go. Well, let's get into what got me to want you to bring you on the show. The post you wrote on Medium, you talked about mistakes you made with minting your NFT. So can you talk about that to us?
Yeah, sure. So it's funny because before, of course, putting up my own artwork, I was checking online what was already out there. And there were already some people saying, be careful with the gas fees. And of course, I had to do the mistake as well again. So I can share again with you guys. So basically, whenever you have minted your NFT that of course costs gas fees, then you need to pay gas fees for literally every transaction happening. So if you do a bid, for example, you need to put gas fee on transferring Ethereum to wrap Ethereum. Then you need to spend gas fee on accepting the bid. Then you need to, again, use gas fee, spend gas fee to transfer the wrap Ethereum into Ethereum again. And this is just one of the things. But yeah, one funny thing that happened to me before I sold the first one, I think that was the second one. The price was ridiculous. I put it at a very low price. It was similar to $39 at the time. And someone placed a bid. And when I wanted to take it, the gas fees were higher than the $39. I think gas fees were $200. And I was like, okay, that's pretty silly. So I sell something for $39 and I need to pay $200 to get it. There's something not working.
Yeah, and the gas fees, for those of you watching this show, it's kind of like a credit card fee, but it's on the blockchain. So you have to place what fee you want to pay. There's high, medium, and low. And I think you selected a really low fee. And what did that do to you?
That happened again with another one. You're right. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to spend $200 for this. Let's put this less gas fee. So I went below the recommended amount of ways. That's how it's called, like the unit, right, for gas fees. And what happened is that my transaction got stuck in the blockchain because my bid was too low in gas fees, that everybody that was putting more gas fee was going through the transaction before. So I waited for a couple of hours, and then I waited for a day and 2 days and 3 days. And I was getting crazy because I wanted to make other transactions, but I could not make one until this one was released. So the only way to unblock the block transaction was sending money to myself, like 0.001 Ethereum. Yeah.
And then you had to pay a fee on that again. As well, yeah. Right? So this is like having to pay the bouncer at Bergheim to get into the club.
Totally. So I think probably until now I've spent more money than I probably got, but it's fun. I think it's an investment. It's just fun, and every day you learn something new. So by the way, there is a way to avoid those gas fees, which is using Polygon.
Oh, right. So yeah, so a lot of these NFT initial projects, they're not put on Bitcoin, they're put on the Ethereum network, and Polygon is another network. And talk about what you think about the future of these other networks.
So I've seen many saying, so the mainstream marketplace now for NFTs is OpenSea, and this allows you to mint your NFT either accepting Ethereum or already based on Polygon. So for my next one, I'm going to try Polygon out. It's just like apparently a little bit more tricky because you need to pay gas fees at the beginning, and many potential buyers are a little bit skeptical. However, that will avoid the rest of the transactions, like gas fees in the transactions coming up next. There are a couple of marketplaces coming out based on Solana cryptocurrency, and not in Ethereum and not in Bitcoin. Definitely not. They're all based on Ethereum until now. So the Solana one sounds very promising. And yesterday I had a conversation with somebody saying like, oh my God, OpenSea probably is just like the Yahoo before the Google. So many people say it's kind of not the final thing. So that's why it's pretty exciting, because let's see what's coming up next.
Yeah, and because the cost of Ethereum and the gas fees, and because Bitcoin, all those fees are so high, I've been actually buying Solana, Cardano, Polygon. I'm investing in all those coins because they have a specific utility. And we don't know, just like you said, this is when Yahoo was just an index of web pages, and then Google was an algorithm for web pages. So we don't know what the winner is going to be here. So I figure these things are also cheap right now. The coins are sometimes 30 cents, 50 cents.
Yeah, so I would try with Solana as well. Let's see how it goes. Now it makes sense to be in OpenSea because everybody's there and using Ethereum, but I would say let's move with the flow and see what's next.
All right, I like that. So what tips do you have for other artists who want to start selling their own NFTs?
I've been speaking with a few of them, and funny enough, they just think they're gonna put something up online and they're gonna be selling it. I guess you really gotta have a community, and you really need to create a demand so your NFTs have some value. And also for me, it was a funny learning. I just put up the first one, the one that got sold, and instead of putting a price, I put it in action. And I was like, why should people actually bid on my painting? You know, I should just put it on with a fixed price. So there are many things that I would say, like, you know, don't expect that you're gonna sell it straight away. Be prepared to make an investment, because, you know, if you don't invest, nothing is gonna come back. And yeah, probably just like experiment and do it. Just do it.
Just do it. All right. Well, when it comes to
I think I've stolen that from somewhere.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I don't know. They're not sponsoring the show though, so we're not going to mention their name. All right. So when it comes to cutting edge tech, you sometimes have to learn by doing, and we appreciate you joining us today and wish you great success on both your OpenSea account and wherever you come out with your art for sale. So where can people follow you? How can they stay in touch with you on social media?
They can definitely check Twitter. Actually, for NFTs is the channel to follow. Yeah, and I use Instagram quite a lot. So probably you want to follow me also there.
All right. Well, very good. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us from your airport
you,
visit
Dave.
to the U.S. And what's interesting is that OpenSea NFT market just raised a new round at a $13 billion valuation. That's so impressive for a nascent market and only a 4-year-old company. So there's a lot to be seen in this category of digital art. So thanks for telling us about your story here.
Yeah, thank you. See you very soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, number one, I love her, and I love that T-shirt, and I cannot wait to go to her website. From now, like for the next few weeks, you'll see me in her wares. Okay, I'm just letting you know that right now. She's great. So listen, y'all, if you're a parent, you either love Legos or you hate them. I hate putting Legos together because I'm not smarter than a 4th grader, okay? I hate stepping on Legos. I hate getting stuck in the Lego store for what usually works out to be an hour with my 7-year-old. I purposely avoid what I call the Lego level at the mall because I don't want to accidentally walk by with my child. However, Dave, a new study may have me flipping the script on my Lego hate. Get this. Lego sets have an average annual return of 11%, and that's just the average.
Wait, the Lego sets being returned to the store?
No, the ones that you're keeping. So according to one report, some Lego sets generated returns of 700%. Let that sink in. Okay, but here's the deal. Most of us aren't buying our kids the discontinued or limited edition Lego sets. Number one, they're usually quite pricey. For instance, the Millennium Falcon Lego set, it costs like hundreds of dollars, but more importantly, it's 7,500 pieces. I wish I would. My son and I are guaranteed to lose at least 20% of those pieces just opening the bag. Plus, and much to my 7-year-old's dismay, I generally look for the Lego sets with a recommended age of like 2 to 5 because I just don't have all night to be putting Legos together. So there's that. Here's the other thing. You really can't open the box. And there is really, Dave, no way of rationalizing this for a 7-year-old. So even though an annual gain of 11% is more than gold, I might have to continue stepping on Lego bricks and stick with gold bars as an investment. This is cool though, especially for the more creative type. You can actually create your own Lego set. This is nothing new to those of us who have spent countless hours in the Lego store. However, this is kind of different. It's a project called Lego Ideas, and if Lego likes your design, you get royalties, so that's cool. Lego should go public, and they already made the Porsche, so that's not.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the Lego Porsches.
That is real. What? Unopened. You're like a
No, they're open.
gazillionaire.
Mine are opened.
You open them and put them together.
Yeah, I build them.
Okay,
Yeah, of
so
course.
listen, I need you to come over to my house tomorrow because I got so many Lego sets I need you to help my son build.
We want to thank lead instructor at Options Players, Greg Krause, for being here with us today.
Remember, if you've got questions, we can try to help you answer them. That's what we're here for. And besides, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at ww@optionsplayers.com. Hit us up on social media at What's Next Wall Street.
You can, of course, watch episodes of What's Next Wall Street on the Options Players YouTube channel or listen on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Dave Mathews.
And I'm George Alfredas. See you next time on What's Next Wall Street. And please share our show with a friend. There is so much going on with NFTs, and it's fluid. With all this stuff, it's very fluid, and it's going to make you look really smart. Just,
Let's go look at some Legos.
Okay, let's hit it.